Well, y'all, I'm just sitting here on this bench because I'm not believing what I'm seeing out here. So, we're just going to start off by showing you. We have a giant squid, and then there was a hammerhead shark, and he just apparently decided to swim up the thing and despawn. But we have this massive squid. There's other shark teeth here like they've drowned before. Yeah. So anyways, today's episode, we are going to get into some modular routers. We are going to make our mechanical runic altar so that we can get going on quest progression. We're still waiting on some of our fluids to accumulate before we can make our rocket, but that doesn't mean we can't get things done. So if we come down here, we need to make 16 of each of these runes. Doing it by hand, sure, it's possible, but the mechanical runic altar will do it for us automatically, and I've been wanting to make it anyways. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so while I was getting prepared for today's episode, I went ahead and made up 3 Rune of Lust. You can pick any of them when you're going to make your mechanical runic altar. You just pick which one you got the right, ingredients to make. Like I didn't have a cake, didn't feel like making one, and so I picked the one I did because these required the Rune of Summer, which was stuff we had. So you may have to look through to see which one you have to make the runes needed to craft it, but just pick one and craft them up, same as you've done with any other rune on your regular runic altar. And then when we're done, do we have an extra runic altar? No. I don't think so. Backpack? No. So we will take our runic altar, which, where is my Paxel? There we go. So everything else, stuff we've already done. So we had to make another ring, the band of aura. And the reason we're getting into modular routers is we need to automate our magically inclined steel, which is going to require automating the enchanting apparatus from Ars Nouveau, so that we can make our magical inclined steel. Now, we're actually going to do the blocks because it's just quicker. You get more per craft that way. But, yeah. Oh, God, it's a bee. I need my flower. Come here, bee. Be my friend. Have you dropped the things I need yet? No. Okay. Let's get you over here. Oh, no. No. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. All right, so there we go. Pick your rune. Any of these, just whatever you have the ingredients to make the secondary one you need to make. The runes aren't consumed in the crafting of runes, but the runes do get consumed in the crafting of the block. So anything that goes into one of these, you lose, but just making the runes on the regular runic altar, they don't cost you anything. So now we're just going to bring it right over here, and we can use our wand and aim our spreader back at the splitter. Go ahead and get it filling up the runic altar here. And now we have a mechanical runic altar that just needs a pattern provider. Grab one out. Place it under. Nether quartz wrench. Rock your sides till you get it aimed the way you want it. And there we have it. So it's also going to need to have stuff extracted from it with laser nodes and inserted into it, or not inserted, just extracted, right? Yeah, we're just using these for the extraction because there's no auto eject. So yeah, let's grab out another laser node and an item card. Do we have any laser nodes? We don't. Oh, we do in storage. Heyo. Laser node. And laser wrench, and our card holder, and a filter. Okay, so we want to go in on this face, and you are going to, well, no, not on that face. We want it on the, this face here. You are going to be an extract card with a basic filter. And that is so we can just tell it that you're only allowed to pull out the things on the list. Don't pull out anything else. because otherwise it'll just pull the crafting ingredients right out. And then let's connect up this laser node to any of those, and that one has an insert back into that pattern provider, which is fine. So now we have our extract going on from this one. We'll just need to set the filter as we add the runes. So let's go get the 4 runes we need for the end game quest, made up in patterns. And, you know, we'll do the usual. We'll chase it. We'll see what we're missing and get it figured out. So rune of fire. So we have 1. And there is a recipe for it. Ooh, we're going to have to get into elemental craft and making these runes. Interesting. Not something I'm necessarily prepared for, but we'll chase it. So there's fire, water, earth, and air. All right, now each of these is looking like it's going to have some things we're going to have to chase down. All of the essences from Ars Nouveau, we need to get those being automatically converted from the powerful shards. I don't know how big of a stack we're probably going to want to hold of them, but I would guess in the vicinity of like 2K, and that's going to mean we're going to have to learn how to generate some more shards. So, you know, gives us some stuff to do while we wait on our materials for our calorite space plating. So we have fire, water, earth, and now we need air. All right, now let's go through and let's bookmark each of the runes that we need from Elemental Craft. So that we know what we're going to have to figure out how to make. There we go. That's got us those 4 runes. Let's toss these into the mechanical runic altar. Where are you at? There you are. And then we need to go add those to the allow list so that once we get our materials in, they can be extracted. So into here and right click and then shift click those in, and those are the allow list. So now it can extract those out of here. Did we change the, yeah, let's change it to 8 per. There we go. So that gets our runic altar tied in. Now let's take a look at the pieces that we are missing that we need to go chase. I am not certain how we're going to go about doing it, but let's see what we got. So these are done in the rune inscriber. And interesting, so to get the runic inscriber to go, don't you have to right click it with the chisel? How are we going to automate the right clicking of, I guess Modular Routers has a player module, right? Modular. So player module. So we should be able to use a player module with the rune holder to right click the inscriber to kick off the craft. Then all we have to do is get the items in there and make sure we have all the items being made and feed the containers with the right amount of element. Okay. So this is going to be a doozy. Let's start by just going and grabbing the rest of our elemental craft from the old base. So I'm going to go get all that, get a few materials together, and I'll be right back with you. All right, y'all. So I'm going to be just shooting from the hip, flying by the seat of my pants, whatever you want to say. I still don't have a clue, but I think with there being multiple machines that are going to need to be able to make things that we're going to need like to send crafting patterns through rather than just having it make something. I think we're going to set up little pods centered around an element container with, you know, pipes coming off of it each side for the different machines, and we can tie all those in on pattern providers. So we have air right there. Let's go ahead and just physically set up this part of it. Then we'll tie in our AE2 lines and get our export buses for the powerful shards and all of that set up. So give me a minute. I'm going to put it out like right in here in a grid. And all right, y'all, I realized I'm sort of squirreling on this. This was not what I had mentally thought about, like how to automate today with modular routers. And I am going to leave us with this. I'm going to have to think on it because there's going to be a lot of pattern providers. There's going to be a lot of things that need to get in and out of each of the different element setups at each of the different element, stations for the stuff that we're going to need to automate for all of Elemental Craft. So I do believe this may deserve its own whole episode for us to set it all up. So I think we're going to stop right here. If we need some stuff today for anything else in our progress, we will just manually craft it here. But let's go take a look at what I was planning on, which is this. So the enchanting apparatus, we're going to need to bring it out a little. I'm going to have to move it over, and I'm going to need to get us a P2P tunnel because I stole it for Elemental Craft over there, and now I have regrets. So give me a second to get us a P2P tunnel, and I'm going to move this out, and we are going to go on and try to figure out how to set up Ars Nouveau's enchanting apparatus with our modular routers. All right, y'all, I'm back. So it is actually the next day. I started putting all of the stuff, the recipes for this in, and then I sat here and was staring at modular routers and what my options were for how to move things around, because I've never really played with them much at all before. And I quite literally fell asleep at the keyboard. And so I had to edit out like 9 hours worth of, blank nothing from the recording. And this is on my lunch break the next day. So we set up some channels. We brought this over. Now we're going to see how we can use modular routers to automate this. So I know we can use modular routers to put the items into the right locations. I don't know how modular routers will handle the pulse. Can it take items directly from a pattern provider? So we're going to figure that out as we go. So let's grab out a pattern provider. Let's make sure we actually have a modular router. I told it to make some. Cool. We got 12, so we'll grab out 6. Now, we're going to need some puller modules. I think just one puller, because we're only going to be pulling one item back. So let's tell it to make that. And then the sender module. Isn't there a Mark III? Okay. So sender modules, we're going to need 9, I would guess, because there's 9 things we need to send to. I don't know how these work, so I'm just guessing. So let's just get the system going on our crafts for those that we think we're going to need. And I think we're going to need one of these bulk item filters. So let's tell it to make one of those. And let's get started. So we're going to toss the pattern provider here and the modular router right underneath it. Wait, why is it sending source to the pattern provider? Y'all see that? Wait, we don't want that in there. Why is it? What is happening? No, don't send source there. Well, that could be a problem if the source is going to fill the pattern provider. I've never seen that. I guess we'll just see if it's a problem, because I've never seen that before in my life. All right, let's see. Are our crafts done? We have a puller module. We have a bulk item filter. And we have 6 so far of the sender modules. So let's just take a look at one of these. I think we right-click it in the air to open it up. Okay. Blacklist, whitelist, the module will not run if the filter matches the blacklist, distinguish, tags, any. And so, what do I like? Target set, arcane pedestal. Okay. And then now I would need to tell it what to send. So what was it we were trying to automate? All sorts of stuff, right? All right, so I bookmarked the 3 things. It was magically inclined steel. For those of you that were yelling at me, this is what we're trying to make. So we're going to need to set up a couple of things for this process, but we can definitely try to get the recipes into this modular router, see if we can get it right, like figure out what it's going to take to to do this. I've never done it before. So we're going to need to tell it to insert air essence, earth essence, fire, and water to 2 of these. Now, I think, yeah, so it's a single thing per, and then if we go back into the interface and we tell you that you were a whitelist and you allow air essence. Okay, now that's interesting. I wonder, all right, so if we then put you in here, so now if it gets air essence, it should go in there. We may need a round robin upgrade in here to make sure that it round robins ours rather than trying to send 2. But these pedestals only hold 1 item, so that should help us with that. All right, now for the next one, I wonder, since these can be configured in a stack of 2, so we set that one for air. Let's go. Oh, we'd have to split them for the, I wonder, okay, so we should be able to whitelist, and then we will go earth. And then if we then take these 2 and split them, the earth essence is already in there, and we can just shift right click one, shift right click the next one, and that gets our 2 different locations. How many slots do I have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 9 slots. Huh. So how am I going to pull them back? Am I going to have a second modular router? Am I going to have to use another mechanic to pull the items back? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world to have the other modular router on the other side of the pattern provider. Okay, let's keep going. So we need another air. Another air, whitelist. You go right there. And then we need to grab out some more of these. I need them in stacks of 2. And then you guys get fire, whitelist, split them, and we will go here and here. And you guys get water on a whitelist. Split them, and there, and there. Now, I assume we can come back into these cards and update the whitelist as we add the other patterns to it, and then we should be good to go for, you know, up to, it looks like 9, I guess, technically supported recipes, hopefully, that we could set up in here. And then so for the 9th slot, that is going to be the enchanting apparatus here. And in this case, you are going to be sending a drenched steel block, which I need to bookmark so I can drag it. Drenched steel, there, whitelist. Might match. Maybe there are upgrades that go in here that, like, we can have it return it. I don't know. But for starters, let's go add the recipe and test it and see if it sends everything, and then we'll go from there. So the recipe is going to be magically inclined steel, all of that, and you will get 1 back. Put it into the modular router. Okay. Now let's head back out there and see if it works. Make me magically inclined steel. Go gadget crafter. Missing a drenched steel block. Okay, I think I have the drenched steel. Let's make a block. We'll need to get it in a compacting drawer. Then we don't have to have a recipe for making it into a block. We'll just make a few of those so that we've got room for testing. Okay, now can you make me one? Okay, so that's a problem. You can't put the drenched steel in until last. So we have to figure out how to make sure that the drenched steel gets sent through last. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but I saw that here in the middle, and I pulled the drenched steel out because you can't put the item in the enchanting apparatus until the very last in the middle, until your recipe is around the outside. So the question becomes, is there a way to make this modular router do that in sequential order? So I don't see anything there. Stack augment regulator. What does regulator do? Regulators mount up. I did make the book for modular routers. Let's take a look in there. It's called modular routers. All right, I noticed a couple things. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to get it to go in the right order. But we can set a puller module on this, and then I am going to tell it that it has a blacklist and it cannot pull the drenched steel from there, but it should pull anything else. And then as we add the other recipes, we'll blacklist the ingredient we're waiting on the craft to be made on. We can add those in. So I am going to just take out one of these and tell it can return. And then now we need to figure out how to get that up. So I think there's like a deposit module or something. Let's see, energy output, activator breaker. Because our pattern provider can't suck it back in from the modular router. So we have to get a way to get it back into the system. I mean, I guess technically we could laser node it. Might just be easier to laser node the whole thing and have it go to a chest, because the laser node I think will keep trying to send our correct item, but let's one thing at a time. One thing at a time, Wooly. All right, so we're gonna do this for now. Put this out of the way. We're gonna connect the two. And then on the south face, on both of these, we're going to need item cards. So we're going to need some more item cards. All right, so on the south face, on this one, we're going to give it an item card. It needs to be set to extract. We're going to up the quantity amount because some of these crafts are going to come back with more. And then we need to give it a basic filter. And it's going to only be able to extract the correct crafted ingredients. So we will add in the magically inclined steel, we will add in our ender drawers, and we will add in our reinforced stone, which are the three things that I think we're going to be using this to automate. So there we have that. And we're doing all this because we need the magically inclined steel block for all sorts of stuff, and we got to get it automated. So whitelist, there's that, and then you also on the south get an insert. And that should hopefully extract whitelist or allow list magically inclined steel block. Okay. But laser IO is not pulling out of the buffer. All right, y'all, I'm running out of time for this. Today is my wife's birthday, June 6th, so happy birthday, honey. I know you don't watch my videos, but it's okay. I still love you anyways. And I'm trying to get an episode out for you guys, and I can't figure this out. I cannot get my laser IO to pull the item back out of the buffer from the modular router to send it back to the pattern provider. It's like it doesn't see that inventory. But anywho, I did find a way to do one part of this better. So the distributor module will allow us to distribute to up to 8 items in one slot. And so what I did was I went through and I shift right clicked all of these pedestals, and then I added in our essence. Now, the downside of this is going to be we might need multiple of these distributor models to accommodate each of the crafts, but that's fine because this is going to take up one slot in here to do the same function as all of these others were doing, and it will allow me to set one for here that sends the right thing, and I can put this one in next, and now it's only 2 modules instead of 8 to get our process done. And then if we need another distributor module, you know, for each of the crafts, we got plenty of space to work with. So that is a change that I made there. The other problem, and like I said, the problem I'm having is this is here, and I've told it on the south face. I've actually played with this. I've changed it from default to every face of the modular router to see if it can extract it. And I've even gone so far as to just clear the filter, even just take it out and let's see. But it won't move it right now. All it's being told to do is to extract from here and insert into there, and it won't pull the item out. So I'm not sure why that is not pulling our item out of the modular router. It's got to be something with how that inventory is exposed. Hopefully I can sort that out. But right now, we've got it where it will insert all the items. We need to get it where it'll insert the items in the right order. So we still have a few problems to solve on this setup. But that right there is going to bring it to the end of today's episode. It's all I have time for. Sorry we didn't really finish much of anything, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so for future episodes. Have a good day. Hey y'all, post-editing Wooly here. So I am super sorry for the late upload. I figured out what was going on here. So our problem is this. The source is filling the return inventory from these guys, and the problem is we need to move our pattern provider at least 12 blocks away from our source links, because they're going to send to any source within a 12 block range of the device. So I don't have time to get it done for the video, but we're going to have to take this and move it 12 blocks away. The last thing that we have to figure out is we're probably going to have to just do a buffer inventory, would be my guess. It's going to be the easiest solution for it, because the pattern provider is going to send the stuff in whatever order it wants. We don't have a way to specify that. We could use like an ordered sorter, but we would have to have multiples. A chest is just going to solve it for us. So we're going to take this, move it, 12 blocks away from our source link. I'll figure it out and just put it like right over here. And then once we do that, it should return no problem. We can do it with laser IO, or we may be able to do it with a sender module and just tell it to send it back to the pattern provider, and then it's all in the 1 block modular router setup. But that is going to get done in between episodes, and I will show you guys it working the next time. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and sorry for the late upload.